What's up, guys? My name's Curtis, and welcome to 5 Minute Finance, where I take personal finance topics and explain them to you in 5 minutes or less. There's no doubt about it. 2020 was a very difficult year for everyone for a variety of different reasons. Although many people struggled last year in terms of personal finance, I think there's 4 extremely valuable lessons that we can learn in the field of personal finance from our experiences in 2020. I stress this all the time, but the first thing that I hope everybody learned from 2020 is just how important it is to have an emergency fund. With a record number of people either being furloughed or completely losing their job, coupled with the fact that 40% of Americans can't cover a $400 expense with cash, you can see why a lot of people were relying on stimulus checks to get by. If every person had a 3 to 6 month emergency fund, the financial burden of job loss wouldn't have gone away, but it would have been significantly dampened. So if you don't currently have an emergency fund, I hope the last 12 months have taught you that you really should get one started as soon as possible. Lesson number 2 is that you should never try to time the stock market. I have a whole other video on this subject I'll link below, but 2020 was a perfect example of why it's almost impossible to perfectly time the market. The market crashed over 30% in less than a month between February and March, but as many of you know, the market rebounded very quickly and it actually ended the year significantly higher than it started. Imagine all the people who sold their stock when the market started to crash simply because they were scared. Or the people who didn't want to continue to invest in March because they thought the stock market was going to tank even farther. Those people missed out on some massive gains that were seen throughout the rest of the year. The old saying is always true. Time in the market always beats timing the market. The third lesson is something that I've been preaching for quite some time, and that is to try your best to keep the amount of total debt you have to a minimum. When times are good, payments for a super nice house, car, boat, furniture seem very easy to keep up with. But the moment that you lose your job or fall on hard times, those payments can make it feel like you're drowning in debt. Having less debt not only allows you to save and invest a larger portion of your income, it also allows you to better handle times of financial uncertainty. Lastly, I hope that 2020 has allowed you to assess what you truly need and what things in your life might just be considered wants. The sooner you can eliminate unnecessary spending from your budget, the sooner you're going to become financially independent. My hope is that as the economy continues to reopen, the frugal spending habits that people have developed when times were bad continue when times start to get better. We shouldn't just be focused on personal finance when times get bad. We should constantly be focused on bettering our personal finance. And one great step to do that is to have a very good understanding of what is a need versus what is a want. So remember, emergency funds are necessary for people of all incomes. Don't ever try to time the market, reduce the amount of total debt you have, and be able to differentiate between needs and wants. I hope this video helped you guys realize that while 2020 was difficult for many reasons, one of them being personal finance, there are a lot of really good lessons that we can implement going forward. If you enjoyed the video, it would really help me out if you gave it a thumbs up, and if you're new around here and want more personal finance videos, consider subscribing.